The morning sky trembles. A thunderclap splits the horizon, and from the mist to afterburners ignite, carving fire into the clouds. This is South Korea's leap into the future of air power. The fighter that redefines what it means to command the sky, the KF-21 Boramae. The origin of a dream for half a century? The Republic of Korea Air Force guarded its skies with borrowed wings, American Phantoms, Tigers, and Falcons that served faithfully through decades of tension. But by the early 2000s, those aging jets could no longer stand against the accelerating tide of technology surrounding the Korean peninsula. In the north, advanced air defense systems and upgraded fighters were taking shape. Across the sea, neighboring air forces were introducing fifth-generation stealth aircraft. The balance was shifting, and South Korea could not afford to fall behind. Thus, in the quiet halls of the Defense Acquisition Program Administration, a bold idea took flight: build a fighter of their own. Not another imported machine, but a symbol of sovereignty forged by Korean minds and hands. In 2016, the program officially began. It was named KFX, and later christened Boramae, meaning young hawk, the bird that soars high, sharp-eyed and untamed. The project became a statement to the world. South Korea would no longer simply operate modern aircraft. It would create them. Design and engineering. The shape of the young hawk at first glance. The KF-21 is unmistakably modern. Twin tails, sleek fuselage, swept wings, and stealth-angled intakes. The silhouette of a hunter built for both speed and subtlety. It measures around 17 meters from nose to tail, with a wingspan of just over 11 meters. Large enough to carry heavy payloads, yet agile enough for tight combat turns. The airframe is constructed with advanced composite materials, strong, light, and radar. Every surface has been sculpted to scatter radar waves, reducing its visibility without sacrificing aerodynamic performance. While not a full stealth aircraft like the F-35, it achieves a low observable signature, a careful balance between cost, maintainability, and survivability. The cockpit is a masterpiece of human-machine integration. A wide panoramic display replaces traditional dials and switches, feeding the pilot a fusion of radar, infrared, and tactical data from multiple sensors. It's a digital battle space condensed into a single glass canopy. At its core lies an indigenous, active, electronically scanned array radar developed by South Korean engineers. It tracks multiple targets at once hundreds of miles away while simultaneously mapping terrain and jamming enemy signals. Complementing it is an infrared search and track system able to silently detect the heat signature of opposing aircraft without revealing its own position. Every system, from data links to electronic countermeasures, works in harmony. The KF-21 doesn't just fly, it thinks, connecting seamlessly with allied aircraft and ground control in real time. It is both predator and partner, an intelligent wing in a networked sky. Engines and power. The fire within. Beneath the smooth body of the Boramae are two powerful hearts. The General Electric EF-21 GE4 O-Gay engines, each delivering over 22,000 pounds of thrust. Together, they hurl the fighter past Mach 1.8, nearly twice the speed of sound. It can climb above 50,000 feet, reach distant targets nearly 3,000 kilometers away, and still maneuver with precision and grace. The twin-engine configuration provides not only power, but also redundancy, a vital safety margin for long missions over hostile terrain or open sea. As the afterburners ignite, a roar like a living thunder rolls across the runway, a reminder that beneath its sleek composure, this aircraft is pure, unrestrained energy. Weapons and systems! The strike of the Hawk! The KF-21 is designed as a true multirole fighter capable of air superiority, deep strike, and maritime attack. 10 external hardpoints allow it to carry up to 7,700 kilograms of ordnance, a powerful mix of missiles, bombs, and pods. For air-to-air combat, it can wield the Meteor long-range missile, one of the most advanced in the world, guided by active radar and capable of striking beyond visual range. For close encounters, it carries Iris-T and AIM-9X heat-seeking missiles, agile and deadly against ground targets. The Boramae can deploy precision-guided bombs, laser-guided munitions, and the Taurus kept 350 cruise missile capable of penetrating deep into hardened bunkers. Anti-ship missiles, such as the Harpoon, extend its reach across coastal and oceanic theaters. Built into the fuselage is a 20mm internal cannon, a nod to the traditions of close-in aerial combat. The pilot as final weapon when missiles are spent and enemies are near. Its electronic warfare suite can jam enemy radars, disrupt missiles, and protect the aircraft with automatic countermeasures, together with its radar and data link systems. The Boramae becomes part of a larger combat web, a hunter that can see farther, strike faster, and coordinate with others across air, sea, and land. Flight testing and operational readiness. The KF-21 took its maiden flight on a warm July day in 2022 as it lifted off from Sakhan Air Base. A chapter of history unfolded. South Korea had joined an elite circle of nations capable of developing an advanced fighter from the ground up. Over the following years, 6 prototypes carried out thousands of test flights, high-altitude runs, supersonic dives, aerial refueling, and weapons separation trials. Engineers meticulously measured every vibration, every data point, refining the jet's behavior until it met the high standards of frontline service. By 2025, the first production aircraft entered final assembly. The Republic of Korea Air Force prepared to receive its first squadrons, a symbolic transition from dependence to independent. In exercises, the Boramae demonstrated its agility, precision, and reliability. Simulated dogfights revealed an aircraft with the maneuverability of a Falcon, but the sensor capability of a 5th-generation jet. It wasn't just keeping pace with its allies. It was beginning to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Tactics and doctrine, the mind of the pilot. In Korean doctrine, the Boramae is more than an aircraft. It is a force multiplier. Pilots are trained to operate in layered formations, each jet feeding information to the next, creating a living network of eyes and weapons. Engagements often begin beyond visual range. The Boramae detects and tracks the enemy using its AESA radar and IRST, silently identifying targets long before being seen. Missiles like the Meteor are launched from dozens of miles away, guided by data links that update in real time. Should the fight close in? The KF-21's thrust-to-weight ratio and fly-by-wire control system allow tight turns and high-G maneuvers that keep the enemy within sight and within range. Once air dominance is secured, the same aircraft transitions to a ground attack role, carrying precision bombs and standoff missiles to eliminate command centers, radars, or naval vessels. This flexibility defines the Boramae's doctrine: adapt, overwhelm, and survive. It is built for the fluid battle space of the modern era, where air combat, electronic warfare, and intelligence all merge into one continuous contest of speed, stealth, and strategy. Comparison. The Boramae among rivals. How does this new hawk compare to the giants of the sky? Against the F-35 Lightning II, the KF-21 is less stealthy but significantly more affordable and easier to maintain. It trades full invisibility for practicality, offering modern sensors and radar on a platform that nations can actually sustain, where the F-35 excels in deep stealth and global interoperability. The Boramae shines in flexibility and cost efficiency, an aircraft that can be produced and maintained domestically without crippling budgets. Against the Gripenee, the Boramae is larger, faster, and more heavily armed. The Swedish fighter is a lightweight workhorse. The Korean one, a heavyweight hunter. Both prioritize advanced avionics and data fusion, but the Boramae's twin engines and greater payload make it suited for long-range missions and maritime patrols beyond the homeland. In truth, the KF-21 does not try to be the stealthiest, nor the cheapest. It aims to be balanced, a perfect blend of 4th-generation reliability and 5th-generation innovation. It represents a philosophy: advanced enough to win, practical enough to deploy, sovereign enough to control, modern role, and future vision. The Republic of Korea Air Force plans to operate over 100 KF-21s by the early 2030s. The first production aircraft are already rolling off the line, destined to replace aging F-4 South and F-5 South. But this is only the beginning. Engineers are already working on Block 2 versions with internal weapons, bays, upgraded radar-absorbent materials, and even the integration of Ahoy-assisted flight systems. These upgrades will push the Boramae closer to full 5th generation capability. There are whispers of future export variants, perhaps one day flying under foreign flags, carrying the same spirit of independence that built it. Nations across Asia and the Middle East have shown interest, drawn by its mix of modern technology and affordability. South Korea envisions not just a fighter, but a foundation, a platform for drones, electronic warfare, and next-generation command networks. The Boramae is a stepping stone toward an entire ecosystem of Korean-built air power. Legacy and symbolism. The spirit of the young hawk. Every aircraft tells a story, not just of engineering, but of ambition. The KF-21 Boramae is that story told in titanium and flame. It represents a nation that rose from the ashes of war to become one of the world's leading industrial powers, and now an aerospace power in its own right. In its wings live the dreams of thousands of engineers, technicians, and pilots who believed that South Korea could do more than buy defense, it could build it. Each rivet, each circuit, each line of software is a declaration of independence. The Boramae is not merely a machine of war. It is a monument to resilience, to perseverance, to the idea that sovereignty in the sky is as vital as sovereignty on the ground. When the engines ignite and the jet lifts into the pale morning light, it carries more than fuel and weapons. It carries pride. It carries promise. From the training grounds of Sachin to the vast expanse of the East Sea, the young hawk soars, vigilant, confident, and free. It is the sound of a nation that has mastered its own destiny, the whisper of tomorrow's air power, the thunder of progress in motion. This is the KF-21 Boramae, South Korea's guardian of the skies and the dawn of a new era in flight.